This matchup zone has been good for them.
Mei Johnson, shot fake. The young man is starting to feel comfortable. His second bucket, both of them from outside the arc. And Ohio State's up 11, and Mei Johnson getting verbal.
Oh, I like it. You know why? Because, believe me, Northwestern Wildcats are talking to him, trying to get into his head. Nice up fake.
Works on Wagner, who's got nice defensive tools. That's Meechie Johnson. A nice shot outside.
Confidence too, reclassified.
Meechie Johnson dribbles between the rings here. Meechie takes an early three and he bangs it home. Gives you an idea how hot they were out of the gate. Johnson, a very deep three, and it's good! Right in front of Niagara's bench. Meechie Johnson, ring him up.
Down the left side and challenged nicely by Zed Key. On the push, transition look and the flush with some authority for Eugene Brown, shooter the third.
Did not score against Niagara. How about Meechie Johnson setting the table and Eugene Brown hammering it.
This looks comfortable in his game, not forcing anything. There's the rip away. On the move, here's Johnson Jr. For 3 years at Old Dominion. Alley-oop and the touch for Brown.
And Xavier with a 10-4 lead here, 6:20 in. Meechie Johnson knocking it down from the outside.
That's his game. He led the Big Ten last couple of seasons in that area.
Inside, wide open, slams Zed Key. Xavier right now 50% from the floor. Ohio State 33%, and that just dropped a little more. Offensive board though, Brown. And the reload rattles down.
Pretty good footwork in the low post. Double high, and then load up in the lane.
Meechie Johnson driving. Count the bucket and the foul for Johnson.
That's the first time they got a touch in the 3-second lane in my memory in the first half. Dribble drive, be creative. Get some help, you can slip past. And a nice front inside by Gold. Disadvantage, they can't get it to him though.
Johnson, 14 points tonight. Nice pass, Young, yes, in the foul. What a big play on a beautiful feed from Meechie Johnson.
Earlier I mentioned about Young's understanding of the game. Just a nice little slip out of the box area to arms on the floor in case they leak off him. He can get an open three.
It's Wheeler in the corner, he got it, and it's back to a two-point game.
How quick, dribble drive, find. You're gonna give it.
And we'll walk to the other end for free throws. They've got 2 timeouts. I don't think Chris Holman's going to use one. No. Johnson! Got it! Ice water in his veins, Meechie Johnson!
Meechie and Chris rolling the dice. A little late challenge by a smaller guy. And how about that?
You said earlier, Meechie Johnson playing more confident this year, 5 feet behind the arc there.
How about that? And knowing he had those 3 or 4 inches over Aiken, could plumb bob and deliver. Goodness, and why not rejoice? Woo!
Here's how it sounded. Rattling home.
They hound you, don't they?
Right inside, past the defense of Fleming, Meechie Johnson.
He was the last one down.
40-36, the Buckeyes leading it. Corner, Arns, bucket.
And that was hard work. Tough to cover the spread and this run and getting them organized here. Arns, boy, he can get that release.
I think when he eliminates some of the extra dribbles he has and just becomes more of a power player than a finesse one, he'll be even better.
Shot blocked by Roach, and here comes Ohio State. 2-on-1, Arns, 3-ball. Will get it.
Ohio State with another block from E.J.
Just 4 shot attempts in the game for Ohio State. Wheeler trying to penetrate. Johnson for three, and Meechie Johnson, the freshman.
Meechie Johnson, or as he's known,
Big Daddy Meech.
Big Daddy Meech. He's got 5 points.
Can't take my name.
Liddell's got a mismatch, but now they switch back. Meechie Johnson, though, goes to the basket strong.
Really nice move.
Wide open look. And Meechie Johnson, all three of these guys.
Wow, Meechie Johnson with the shot clock winding down. Stones from the freshman.
Liddell and Key will check back in. Next whistle for Ohio State. Late shot clock here for Johnson. Down to 2. Got it off in time, and it goes. And Johnson with 4. Lost it, got it back. That's a pass. And left it for Key with a shot clock about to expire.
Ball was just, that should have been a steal. Chucky Hepburn just doesn't see the ball. Meechie Johnson throws it up. Zed Key, nice catch, lays it right in. Probably not how Chris Holman.
Wall against Liddell. Backs him down. Johnson poked it free. Johnson is playing great here in the second half. Feeds Liddell. Touch pass. Key.
13 points, 5 boards for the youngest McGowans. Meechie Johnson for 3.
When you play inside out and share the basketball, good things happen. Freshman to freshman. Branham.
Wheeler looking for some help, and he finds Meechie Johnson. Johnson a 3.
Shot clock at 3, and a deep 3, and it goes! Meechie Johnson from about 8 feet behind the arc, and that prompts a timeout by Chris Collins. Wow.
Kick out with 3. Meechie from 3. Got it. The freshman.
Buckeyes a little bit stagnant. Johnson trying to break him down underneath. Beautiful pass. Finding Young with the shot clock winding down.
There's another deal with Young. Just so alert with that dive to the rim.
He's so impressive. Johnson, that's a 3.
Now they got a guard. That's how you get back in it.
Ohio State trying to push in transition.
Well, Liddell just took over.
Discard and a dunk. E.J. Liddell.
It's 4 against 4. A lot of openings.
Young thought about it. Johnson, ball fake and a 3. He's got it. From downtown, Meechie Johnson Jr. is on the bench.
Ramming his way down low. Nice basket, Meechie Johnson. His first 2 of the game.
Hogard inside. Hall. Mismatch. Meechie knocks it away. Stolen. And here comes Branham. Wheeler. Stop. Pop. Hit.
Johnson drives. Draws the foul. Count the bucket. So Meechie Johnson is trying to give the Gamecocks some energy. Meechie counted in 1. Dana Altman not happy with that.
He came right off that screen and curled.
Navigating Dimes, the big shot blocker for Youngstown State. Has the mismatch, and a 3 goes down for Meechie Johnson. Ivan Yagovan has checked in for the first time. Johnson 3. Book it.
Meechie Johnson doing just about what he does best. A great find from Colin White, too. Who
for Hafner, short. Johnson with a 2-on-1. He lobs to Bradshaw, and he rocks the rim. Oh, what a play from Johnson to Bradshaw. He finds Mobley, fakes the 3. Backs it out to Parrish. Long range, Johnson got the friendly roll. Evansville has not scored in the last 2 minutes. Johnson finds a cutting Royal. He reverses it in.
They've just been locked down, and this is an Evansville team that was scoring 75 a game coming into this matchup, so what a job.
Meechie Johnson Jr. off the steal.
Buckeyes have done the job on the boards. Really good seal by Royal. And what a pass up the floor from Meechie Johnson. Hafey, a very good defender. Bruce Thornton, a very good defender. You've got a lot of guys on the floor who are good individually.
Good back cut. Royal for the slam. That's Ohio State so far.
Devin Royal coming off that career-high 20. Now has 13. Terrific cut into that painted area. The delivery is there. Devin Royal going upstairs and throwing this one down.
As the freshman out of Croatia, Ivan Jagovin checks in, 7'1". Meechie Johnson going to the rim and fouled.
Meechie Johnson just bringing the physicality, the Jason Sinani right there. Straight line drive, but he grinds this the whole way. It's a lot that's getting thrown at you, much like the Americans going overseas to play pro ball.
What a drive from Johnson.
But you could see Meechie Johnson's trapped, and he's just thinking, man, Meechie Johnson finding his offense, getting downhill, getting to the rim, and look at this sweet reverse, going glass. Everything going right for the Buckeyes.
He played most of the minutes with Thornton in the first half. And Johnson has the steal. Here comes Johnson. Live. It's a freshman alley-oop.
The fact that an experienced player that's known as a scorer is willing to do something like that. I love the unselfishness here. He sees him the whole way. Meechie scored a ton in his career, but this assist, think about it for team chemistry. That's a big-time play.
That was a pretty difficult.
Parrish will inbound for the Buckeyes. Hafey off the inbound to Meechie Johnson. He's not been afraid to shoot the three, and that's why. Reigns in his fourth.
Yeah, tell you what, Anthony Roy's starting to set his teammates up.
Meechie Johnson with a good take, gets to the rim for two.
What a message by Sean Stewart to say, look, you can come in here, but I'm going to be waiting at the rim.
Great backdoor to Thornton. The chance for the basket and one.
Well, whenever you are an elite three-point shooting team, 6th in the country, there will be opportunities to cut back door against those extending defense.
Pitt hitting it just over 20% from three-point range this season. Meechie Johnson has his second triple of his first half, and the Buckeyes have their biggest lead.
Well, Meechie Johnson's been on fire over the last couple halves. 5 threes the other night in the first half against Green Bay. Already 2 in this one. That one was way, way downtown.
Meechie Johnson into the corner for the Parrish three.
Attack the defender, draw a crowd and kick it to an open teammate. This is the best pass you'll see all day. They got it to the guy who's on fire.
The last 8 days, you're talking about an all Big Ten player. He wasn't really playing that much before that. Did fine, and Devin Royal's been the offense.
This game is, the score is certainly not in question, but Young is out here playing his tail off.
Now the other part to that too is another bucket for Devin Royal. He's up to 18.
Buckeyes by 10 off a ball fake. Thornton into Parks with another dunk. The biggest lead of the day for Ohio State at 12, and they've dominated inside the paint. 40-14 points in the paint.
Yeah, and so Parks doesn't have to be a back to the basket score with moves. Just make yourself available when the